Hey, what's up, everyone? Cleaver Podcast here, Josh Clow,
Michael Weaver.
and you're up on another episode of the Cleaver Podcast. To start off, we're going to talk about Russell Wilson. You know, off season, there's really nothing much going on, but there is a little bit of stuff going on. Um, Russell Wilson, if any of you guys haven't heard, he's been a little picky this last year about getting a new contract. He's given the Seahawks a deadline this time.
Yeah, I think he gave a deadline last time too, but it wasn't. It wasn't like this.
He says April 15th. He wants a new contract or he's gone next year. Is he going to stay?
I think he's gonna stay. I don't think he ever said he's gone next year. It's just he wants the contract by the 15th, so it's not a distraction going into the off-season workouts and the training camp and all that stuff, and it's not a distraction during the season. I think he would be open to a contract in the next off-season before free agency hits, but I mean that's up to him.
You think the Seahawks are going to franchise him if it comes down to that? Or,
I think so. I mean,
or should they let him walk?
I think if the Redskins franchise Kirk Cousins, I think the Seahawks would franchise Russell Wilson. But
Or should the Seahawks go after the stacked quarterback class next year in the draft?
I would say I think if I was John Schneider, I would do that. If Russell Wilson's not going to re-sign, I would trade him for first-round pick, 2 first-round picks.
Oh, I don't think he's worth that.
Depends on who you're talking about. The team you're talking about. Some team might be desperate. Like, I don't know, but someone who wants to win now, they have those draft picks that are expendable. I would say go for it, but I don't know.
How much do you think he'll sign for? Or how much would the Seahawks try to sign for? And how much do you think he's worth?
I think the Seahawks would, if he's trying to get as much money as he can, probably at least $30 million a year for 5-6 years. Not quite as much as Aaron Rodgers per year, but it'll rival Matt Ryan for the highest total value. But I mean, I don't know. He could take the Tom Brady route and hometown bargain, but I don't know. We'll see. He's unpredictable.
Tom Brady, I take a pay cut so you bring in better players so I win more rings.
Yeah.
6 rings already.
Mm-hmm. It worked out well for Tom Brady.
He's not even top 20 paid quarterbacks. Yeah. He's only making like $8 billion a year. But I mean, he made his money.
Yeah, and Tom Brady, it's not like he needs the money either. Russell Wilson doesn't need the money.
And at the end of the day, no one cares how much money you made. They care about your stats, your rings,
Yeah. Tom Brady is the GOAT because he's won 6 rings, not because he makes $30 million a year. So,
where do you think he'll go if he decides to walk out?
I've heard the Giants a lot. Outside of that, maybe.
Russell Wilson's what, 32 years old?
29, 30. He's still in his prime. He's not declining, but.
No, well, his running game has definitely taken a hit.
It's taken a hit, yeah.
And most quarterbacks who are a run-first quarterback has short NFL careers.
Yeah.
Michael Vick ended early. Donovan McNabb ended early. Cam Newton's not even going to play in the 2019 season because of injuries, so...
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the Giants are in full rebuild mode, though. With them just getting rid of everyone, I think Russell Wilson's probably not going to... Yeah. I don't think they're going to want him.
Yeah, with the trade of Odell Beckham, that's a sign that the Giants are just...
Yeah, and with them going after Dwayne Haskins, there's no point bringing Russell Wilson if you're just trying to full rebuild.
It's a waste of resources.
So. Now, Pittsburgh could be a possibility if if they want to move on from Big Ben. You're still in a prime position for contending. The division's not so competent. I mean, you have the Browns on the rise, but the Ravens,
they're okay.
They just got rid of 3 of their great defensive players. Lamar Jackson struggled all rookie year, despite whatever his numbers were, and they have no offense.
Mm-hmm.
You have Mark Ingram, but you have no wide receivers. You can't really do much with no wide receivers. You saw the Jaguars last year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if them or the Bucks.
Yeah.
Bruce Arians is looking to win now. He's not looking to rebuild. Man's too old to rebuild.
Yeah.
But
Even though the Bucks said that they're gonna start Jameis Winston.
yeah, he's on his 5th-year option though, so it's.
So if you're looking
He's
at
not-
the following season.
Yeah, he's not
Possibly.
looking at. He's not going to sign a new deal until probably near the end of the season. See where they're at, because
Yeah.
no playoff years with Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
And really, Ryan Fitzpatrick outplayed Jameis Winston last year, so.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. Come April 15th if something gets done.
You think it'll get done in 2 weeks?
I think it will, because I mean, Russell Wilson is the best quarterback the Seahawks have ever had. He's the best quarterback in the NFC West. He's one of the top. Yeah, he is. He's better than Jared Goff. Jared Goff has more weapons than Russell Wilson has.
Don't sleep on the Jimmy Garoppolo ride either.
Not yet, but he hasn't had a full season to prove himself. So, as of right now, Russell Wilson is the best quarterback in the NFC West until proven otherwise. But Jared Goff has the potential to be better, but
He's finally
We'll
living
see.
up to the number
Yeah.
one overall pick.
he's living up to it. But
Youngest quarterback to play in the Super Bowl.
yeah, and then he completely choked, but that's a different story. But yeah, I think personally, I think it'll get done. But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if we have to wait till next offseason to re-sign Russell.
Moving on from a different quarterback, Carson Wentz. There's no competition for him to lose the job now that Nick Foles is gone. But he's sustained a torn ACL and a broken vertebrae, fractured
or something
vertebrae,
like that, yeah.
which I haven't heard if he's ready to start the season or anything. Should the Eagles, is he the franchise quarterback for the Eagles, or should the Eagles decide you're too injury prone this early in your life? We're just going to go after your new quarterback.
I think that the Eagles, Nick Foles' departure is a sign that the Eagles are looking for a future with Carson Wentz, but he's one major injury away from losing that.
And plus, Nick Foles is 4 playoff wins with the Eagles.
Mhm.
Carson wins 0.
Yeah,
So, and really, Nick Foles was the reason why they got in the playoffs last year.
yeah,
Went 3-0 in that stretch, took the 6th seed,
yeah,
and somehow beat electrifying 12-4 Bears.
yeah.
But yeah, Carson Wentz, fractured vertebrae is a pretty
Yeah.
nasty one. Almost kind of like the Peyton Manning injury, although Peyton Manning was very
is-
fortunate to come back to play 4 more years.
Yeah. Well, and Peyton Manning got world-class treatment on that vertebrae and sat out an entire season because of it. Carson Wentz is coming back, but Carson Wentz is also 15 years younger than Peyton Manning was when he got that injury. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think Carson Wentz he has all the potential in the world to be a great quarterback, but just like RG3, the injuries are holding him way back.
Well, he's on his last year of the contract.
Mhm.
Possible 5th-year option because he was first-round pick.
Yeah.
These are questions that are going to be answered soon, later on in the year. Same thing with the rest of the division. Dak Prescott's contract is ending this year. Most people don't think Dak Prescott's going to get re-signed. I wouldn't. He's not the franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
They're really just relying on Ezekiel Elliott. He's the main reason why they're doing so well.
Mhm.
Case Keenum is, say what you want about Case Keenum.
Yeah.
And then Eli Manning is at the end of his ropes, about a year away from retiring. So that whole division is really just all about to rebuild.
Yeah.
So Eagles can get the head start if they have to. Moving on to the AAF. The AAF just announced that I don't know if they're actually 100% folding, but they have suspended all operations and announced today that all players in the AAF has to sign to NFL clubs. I don't really know what that means for the future. Maybe this is part of the NFLPA agreement is you have to sign to a club, but you can play. It's kind of like, the NBA has like the NBA league, and then like the A League, B League, C League, G League, all that. They're still owned through the say the Lakers. The Lakers got the G League, but they can still promote people up and down. But you're still employed through the Lakers. Same point, you can be employed to the Seahawks, but you also play for Orlando Apollos or whatever they are. Something in that missed. Although I think the one thing coming off the AAF is they're going to get star talent onto NFL teams. Some of these no name guys, some of the quarterbacks are probably going to be starting quarterbacks. If not, we'll try to earn a spot. Trent Richardson really.
He had a good season.
Yeah,
for what they
12 touchdowns. He might get a fourth opportunity in the NFL. Maybe a very a bad team that really has no run game.
Yeah.
I can't think of a team.
Probably still as a backup for now,
but the AAF is in question. They probably will not finish their first season. Although I thought it was a pretty cool thing. It was entertaining. They did beat NBA views for a while. They had really good highlights. They were playing old school football. I hope they bring it back next year. Someone sponsors them, but we'll see. But we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. And the XFL is supposedly getting started up in a couple years, so that'll be another football league to keep an eye on. But for now, it's just NFL.
I think CFL if you guys really into
CFL.
that. And then with Rob Gronkowski retiring, thank God. No hate on him, just hate the Patriots. Who's the next best tight end in the league now? With Rob Gronkowski going away, who's going to get that ESPN Sports Center highlight film as the best tight end coming into 2019? I mean, there's a couple of guys, but who do you think is going to be the best of them all?
In my eyes right now, Rob Gronkowski has not been the best tight end in the NFL for the past 2-3 years at least. It's been Travis Kelce. Has been, in my eyes, the best tight end. He's, 1,000 yards, lots of touchdowns, just makes his team better, makes his quarterback better. Basically a wide receiver speed, but, linebacker's body. Just insane, athletic, just gets the job done day in and day out. And he's been doing it for a few years now, so.
Helps that he has Patrick Mahomes on his team now, too.
Yeah. Even then, before that, Alex Smith.
Yeah. But I think Zach Ertz is the best one, in my opinion. I mean, I don't know his complete stats. I do know he had, he led the league in receptions. I don't know.
About 115 receptions.
He is the only tight end who has that many receptions in a season. I think he's probably top 5 in receptions made in a season. He played with 2 different quarterbacks, Nick Foles and Carson Wentz. But, every game in, game out, he was constantly 8 to 10 receptions, 60 to 100 yards. I don't know how many touchdowns he was, but he was either number 1 or number 2 for tight end on the fantasy aspect. Definitely for the PPR, if you guys are, do that. I think next year, you're going to look at tight ends. Definitely Zach Ertz is probably going to be the first tight end off those fantasy boards. Probably Travis Kelce next. But Zach Ertz is probably the best one in my opinion. Although, we'll see how quarterback situation is going to go next year. But like we were saying, we don't know if Carson Wentz is ready to start week 1. Don't even know if he's going to play next year. I mean, fractured vertebrae is a very serious injury that you don't want to snap your vertebrae because then you're never going to walk again.
Yeah.
And that'd be unfortunate.
Yeah.
But also, I wouldn't even sleep on George Kittle, the guy from
San Francisco.
Yeah, he balled out. And 4 different
Big
quarterbacks
season.
played last year for them.
Yeah.
I remember one game he put up 200 yards in the first half. And he is going to get Jimmy Garoppolo back, which Jimmy Garoppolo is the best quarterback on that team.
Yeah.
As far. And he's probably one of the best gunslingers in the league as of right now. But can't miss a 6'6" guy.
Yeah, it's hard.
And like he's a slinky 6'6" guy. He can definitely weave his way in and out.
Yeah.
He's definitely not a blocking type tight end, but he probably can block. I haven't really watched much game of him.
He's probably more of a Jimmy Graham type. Just throw the ball and he'll catch it.
But
Not gonna block.
But with Jimmy Garoppolo, I can see him 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns. If Garoppolo plays all 16 games, even probably 12 games, he'll probably snatch that. He'll probably be top 3.
He's on the rise for sure.
Yeah, don't sleep on Jared Cook this year though. He signed with the Saints for Drew Brees. Everyone plays with Drew Brees is gonna have a good season, so don't sleep on him. And then O.J. Howard.
Yeah.
O.J. Howard had decent seasons. He cut short last year with an injury. Remember, woke up one day, he was IR.
Yeah.
Screwed my fantasy league up.
Same.
But I think that playing with just 2 or 3 different quarterbacks, he's definitely eye-opening for a tight end.
Yeah.
He's probably not going to be the best as of right now, but he has the potential. He's one of the youngest of them all. George Kittle's pretty young too, but
O.J. Howard, first-round pick from Alabama.
He's probably
usually work out.
He's definitely a big starting piece for the and the moving piece for the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
I mean, they had the number 1 offense last year, even with him going out. But for the first 8 to 10 games, although they lost Vincent Jackson, so that could be more targets for him.
Yeah.
But we'll see how it pans out next year. I really think it depends on quarterback play also.
Yeah. That's a big question with Jameis Winston.
That, and then like I said with the Carson Wentz, so I think Travis Kelce is in the best position because
he has the best quarterback out of them.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes didn't get hurt last year. Jimmy Garoppolo was. Carson Wentz was. Jameis Winston has his own personal issues, suspensions, benched, back, bench, so we'll see how that goes. But that's it for our podcast this week. Like I said, it's the off season, not really much to talk about. Although the draft's coming up really soon, so we'll get more into that. And if you guys are still around right now at this time, thank you for watching. We are thinking about doing an Avengers podcast within either next week or in 2 weeks from now before it comes out, so don't miss that one. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a great day, great week, and hopefully we'll see you next Thursday.